Hey guys, this is another run on DFFOO Global Blue Pulse. This run is a 0 turn run featuring the combination of both Terra and Layla. I was trying a few different compositions without Layla, but unfortunately the closest I got was to 10% of the boss's health, and I think in the end it's probably better to either use Layla or Noctis if you want to aim for a 0 turn run. A Noctis run I believe has already been done in both the JP and the GL version of the game, so I went ahead trying out the Layla strategy instead. For those not aware, every time Layla uses her counter-attack orders, she will turn manipulate herself and the other two party members to the front of the turn order, and everyone will get one free turn where any action taken will not increase the turn count. This is crucial because it allows you to set up moves that would otherwise normally increase the turn count, for example Kane's BT plus attack. By abusing her counter-attack orders consecutive times in the early parts of the fight, you also get a chance to do a little bit of chip damage on the boss's HP as you build up the force gauge and summon meter. Now coming to the start of the fight, the starting turn order actually requires you to reset until one of the bosses act first, doesn't matter which boss. And by doing so, they will initially do a headbutt on Layla, which is guaranteed to miss and will trigger the first of her many counter-attack orders. And this allows you to start the train of free turns across the entire party. The goal at the first phase of the fight is to just abuse the turn manipulation until the FR gauge on your side is at 100% and the summon meter is fully charged. While you're doing this, the boss's force gauge of course will also slowly creep up as well, and eventually they will hit 100% and do their Drago Tornado. If Terra and Kane are at maximum force level, it is possible to hit your force time at 100% before the bosses, but in this case I actually ended up going another round of counter attack orders and the boss actually hit 100% force time and unleash their Drago Tornado attack. It's not the end of the world really, because you can actually heal off the damage from the boss's force attack with Garnet when she comes in, and you will be actually cancelling out the boss's force time once you use Terra's force attack, because her force attack will be enchanted by the Fujin LD call. If you don't have Fujin LD call, you can actually make do with just Fujin base call. The base call already enchants the entire party with Yin, and that's actually enough for you to complete the fight. As far as the other call options, the Sid Rain's call on Terra unfortunately has no alternative. It is the only call ability in the game that allows the caller to launch during burst mode. As for Layla, I gave her the Seymour LD call, and that's really only for the debuffs, so if you don't have Seymour, use any other call ability that can land debuffs. I think one good alternative is the Laguna LD call. So right here I'm coming quite close to a full force gauge. At roughly 90% or so force gauge, what you want is to use the Fujin base and LD call on Kane, and use Kane and Terra's BT plus in one of the rotations. One final note while we are still on the first phase: first of all, there are speed passives that you need to remove in order to make this work, and I'll list them in the video description. With Terra as well, you want to not use Meteor Plus at all in the entire first phase, because that attack will buff her with speed up and will screw up the turn order. Ultimately, I decided to go into another round of counter-attack orders here, but really you don't need to. I think once you hit 100% force time and a full summon meter, you can transition to the next phase of the fight. Right here I think I made a mistake. I could have actually just gone with Terra's PT Plus instead of her EX here, and this will allow me to go into Garnet and Summon mode in the next counter attack order rotation, which is right here. And this will at least allow me to go into Force Time and Summon mode and BT mode before the bosses hit their force attack at 100%. When you're ready to transition to the next phase of the fight, what I did here is I use Layla's additional ability actually because the bosses are about to use Drago Tornado, but you don't really have to time it as such. Even if you eat a full Drago Tornado without mitigation, it will only do a few thousand HP damage and you will be healing it off with Garnet later on in the fight. But once you're ready to swap over, what I did is use the Seymour LD call, and then I swapped Layla for Garnet and used Garnet's PT Plus. Once that's done, I use her additional ability and then I go into Summon mode to preserve the turn count at 0. Inside Summon mode, there's a few things that you want to do. Firstly, with Garnet, you want to use her Peridot Thunder Flash followed by her LD, and her LD will heal up the damage taken from the Drago Tornado attack. For Kain, you obviously want to just leap him into the air immediately. The ideal turn order positioning is having Terra act on the second last turn in Summon mode, which is turn number 5. It is actually very easy to get this turn order because Kain will be completely removed from the turn order since he used jump. On Terra's turn here, what I did is go straight into her FR, which is instant turn, and since she is also wind enchanted from the Fujin LD call on Kain, this will actually temporarily cancel out the boss's force time effects. She gets an instant turn from her FR, and on the final turn in summon, I used Terra's LD so that she can still preserve the turn count at 0. Before I go into Terra's PT mode, what I did is use both the Seed Rain's LD call and the Seed Rain's base call because this will allow me to increase her force time bonus. Notably, the Seed Rain's damage is magical type and is considered an instant attack since it is a call ability, so you will get the full 50% bonus. And doing so will also allow you to optimally start Terra's burst mode while there is only 7 turns of force time remaining. Okay, preparation is complete, let's go. So, coming to Terra's PT mode, what I did is go 3 Meltdown plus. You want to try to ensure that you do all instant attacks during the entire PT mode, and you can achieve this because when Terra LD buff is up, all her attacks are considered as instant attacks. But you do want to make sure that you capitalize while her LD buff is up because it only lasts 4 turns. So because of that, I use 3 Meltdown plus at the start, and then I use her EX on the 4th turn.
せておけ。明動せよ。
魔導の刃よ。みんなのためにも。
任せておけ。明動せよ。
Finally, the last two attacks will be her LD and then her FR attack, because those two attacks are naturally already instant turns,
任せておけ。
and because they also do the most damage, it makes sense to reserve those two attacks as the final two attacks inside her BT mode.
一緒だよ。
美しい調べを
力を。
君に届けよう。楽しいね。
仲間にも。みんなのためにも。
任せておけ。明動せよ。
終わりです。みんなを守る力を。行くよ。記憶の光よ。さよなら。
明動せよ。
I mistimed the damage a little bit, but it doesn't actually matter if the bosses survive, because once you come out of a BT mode, you can just go into Terra's usual LD meltdown spam to end the fight. Because of this as well, I think that you should be able to do the same strategy even if you don't have a 5/5 ultimate weapon on Terra, but it does help a lot in terms of boosting her damage overall.
お願い。力を貸して。
So that's it for this run. As always, if the video has been helpful, do leave a like, comment or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!